Hello, it's the preview show. It's John Gibbons here with Rob Gutmann, and we are previewing Liverpool's Premier League game against Norwich on Saturday. Biggest game of the season, Rob.
Biggest game in our history, John. As the next one always is.
That's how the manager sees it, and that's how the players are seeing it at the moment. And Liverpool are on a roll, and you feel like they've got on a roll by winning the next game in front of them.
Yeah, the two voices in my head say one says I'm really looking forward to this because it looks a banker. I wouldn't say we're playing brilliantly, but we can play brilliantly. We have all kinds of options, all kinds of players we're looking forward to seeing play. The other voice says, don't be complacent, Rob, because if you're complacent, the Reds will be complacent. So who knows? But, we need to clock up these wins and just see where it lands us. We're already into a 4-match winning run. Yeah. There's still a number of winnable fixtures ahead of us before we have that showdown. We hope it's a showdown with City at the Etihad. Yeah. This and the games coming up like Leeds in the week, these are very winnable.
Very winnable. Before we get into sort of this game, I'm interested in sort of memories of Norwich at home because there's been a few memorable ones over the years to sort of, that I can bring. But people, without sort of, me prompting you, if you think of Norwich at Anfield, what jumps out your head?
Can I do two really old ones when I was a teenager?
100%.
Right? You wanted that kind of content. I remember one, I think we beat them about 4-0 at Anfield, and Alan Hansen scored a worldie from outside the area, which is rare. You literally went on one of those little mazy runs. You went forward in the style of Joel Matip. Yeah. He didn't realise that at the time. And he just looked up and just twatted it from the edge of the box, which was an incredible goal to see a centre-half score. I've never really seen its like before or since.
Well, people will know the Hansen run from the 5-0 against Everton. He set up Rushy one of those, but obviously that's the through ball, whereas this one, by the sounds of
just kept going.
Just webbed it in.
He just webbed it in. He was such a talented footballer. The other one I remember, I'm going to say it's at the end of the 83-84 season, or maybe the season before 82-83. Home game against Norwich, 7 or 8 left to play. We're playing at home to them to clinch the league. They're shite. We've won the league virtually 8 games before the end, and we lose 2-0 at home. Yeah. And the champagne is on ice. I think we then proceeded to not win another game all season, and I had to win it by losing at Tottenham 2-0 because Man United dropped points or something. But that really sticks in the memory. That was a horrible day. That.
Yeah. So I've got a couple.
Go ahead.
First of all, last day of the Cop, where they beat us, which is a bit of a mad one. Jeremy Goss. I mean, they've got a good team then. And they had a good team sort of late 80s as well. I think there's one year they come second. At least one year they come second
they did, didn't they?
Behind us. But this is sort of early 90s. Mike Walker, the manager who ends up at Everton. And Jeremy Goss, who scored a famous goal against Bayern Munich, scored a slightly less famous one, but still spectacular sort of winner, and ruined the party. I think it sort of sums up that period of the Souness era that we couldn't even beat Norwich at home the last day in front of the Cop.
It was a miserable era. We got beaten at Anfield for fun, didn't we? I think Newcastle beat us the week before, so it was a horrible day.
But on a more positive one to finish on this nostalgia fest, Suarez obviously used to love scoring against Norwich. There's the one where he scores 4 at home, and I remember it being a cold night and one of those where I ended up going on my own for some reason, sort of being sat there, and we didn't start well, and then Suarez just absolutely thunder bastards one in from about 30 yards, and then just carries on. I'm sure, I think that's the one he gets 4. It's hard because he scores so many goals against Norwich, but
it's 4, yeah.
It's 4, and we win at least 4, but it might even be 5.
It's 5. Raheem scores.
Okay. So,
Raheem scores a goal that sort of ignited his season and his Liverpool career, really. But that was. It's as good an individual performance as any of us have ever seen at Anfield by a player. Full stop. You mentioned the first goal. I think the third or fourth's a free kick from the edge of the box, but the best one. None of those are the best. That second one where he flicks it over 2 lads and then hits this ridiculous shot. Yeah, I forgot that is actually definitively the greatest Norwich memory, that game.
So there you are. The fittest Norwich memory we got there in the end. So we've not got Suarez on this one, but we have got some fantastic footballers to choose from. We've talked about good Norwich teams in the past, times where they've pushed Liverpool close to titles. This isn't that Norwich side. It's second in the table against a team who were fighting for relegation. And as you say, Rob, should be an easy win. And actually, without being too sort of complacent and cocky about it, you'd think the manager might see as an opportunity to also get some minutes in a few players as well. I'm thinking Diaz might be in line for his first league start. I'm thinking, is there a chance to get sort of someone like a Chamberlain out there or Keita? I think this is how we can be looking at this game because Liverpool are so strong at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, he said before Milan that changes will be coming thick and fast. He implied that.
Yeah.
So I mean, and the games are going to keep on coming, so you can't just think about Norwich. He's got to think Leeds is only 4 days after, and the final against Chelsea only 4 days after that. The only sort of respite, really, in theory, comes Norwich at home, funnily enough, in the FA Cup in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, where you can go a bit younger.
You could go a bit younger. You could give a Kay Gordon a game here or there, or a Conor Bradley. But, so I think he sort of has to work backwards from his League Cup final team, because that's the hardest of the next three we've got, isn't it?
All right, the Reds, thanks for watching a little bit of a premium Anfield Wrap video there. If you want to watch the rest of that show and get access to much, much more, click join below. That activates our YouTube membership. It means you get a premium video every day of the week. You get our post-match content, you get reviews, previews and exclusive interviews, all here from the heart of Liverpool. Follow us, follow them. Up the Reds.